first picture. So the first picture, like all the tabs are bent in towards you, so you're actually looking at like the inside. Let me check on that.
Okay, welcome to another driver series. I'm Luke with Anything Scout, and today we're going to talk about this sweet Scout 2. Here we go. All right, so we got a 1974 Scout 2, and we just did our drivability conversion as well as an interior, and I can break down some of those steps. So this particular customer, they kind of wanted a full restoration. What they didn't want was the long wait list that we currently have at the time of this video, anyways. So they kind of went sort of what we would call like an alternative restoration route. So they actually sent it off and got sort of some, all the paint and body work done by another shop. And then once that was sorted, sent it to us. We did all the mechanical, did the LS swap, went through the full interior and kind of freshened everything up. So what you got in the end is basically a full restoration. It's not obviously to the same caliber as our restorations as far as like everything integrated in throughout, but it's a pretty good way to go if you're just trying to bust it out. What you do need to make sure though is a lot of shops, paint and body shops, will say like, oh yeah, we'll get that done in like 2 months, and then it's 12 months later. So don't be super lured in by some of those. Make sure you give them kind of a thorough vetting and just make sure they're on the up and up. So what we did, kind of our standard recipe again. We did 4.8 liter LS series engine. It's a Gen 4. Paired to a 6-speed automatic transmission with an NP241 transfer case, new drive shafts. We go through the axles, kind of any mechanical bits that we keep that are stock. We either rebuild them or inspect them or get new. So we go through steering, brakes. This one was and is still a Dana 30 front end, which a lot of people, if you look on the internet, a lot of people are busting Dana 30's chops. But for a daily driver, they're not bad. I mean, you're not romping it, you're not rock crawling, you're just going, and it works. Most of them were drum brakes, so this one's actually been converted to disc brakes. Not using like an aftermarket kit, but just using stock Dana 30 disc brake components from a different axle, kind of a donor axle. We haven't had a lot of luck with disc brake conversion kits, so if we can, we like to use stock components. Discs in the front, just stock drums in the rear, rebuild them, calibrate them, get them sorted, and it's all good to go. Steering box, again, rebuild all the tie rods, anything that moves or has flex to it, tie rods, ball joints, wheel bearings, all that stuff gets gone through and replaced. We like to think of these as kind of like I don't know, what would you say, like just a whole unit. You don't do little bits and pieces picking throughout, but kind of going through the whole system and making sure everything's new and is going to function well together when it's all said and done. Gets a full rewire throughout. Again, we did sound deadening, carpet. We recovered these stock seats and we went with a real traditional, like this truck was originally white exterior with a red interior, and they wanted to keep that original vibe, which we love. So it's kind of unique, when we first painted the dash, it's like, this is risky business, but seeing it all come together, all the guys love it, and it's been a really cool truck. And you can obviously judge that for yourself looking here in the video. I guess I'll turn. So yeah, went real original, recovered front, rear seats, new headliner, dash pad, all that kind of good stuff. Yeah, so to complement the kind of original interior, one of our standard things is retro sound radio. It's got all the functionality, Bluetooth, all the good stuff that everybody's looking for these days, but it fits into the stock location and has the great kind of retro look. So we love that setup. That's kind of our go-to. as well as the Tuffy center console. We have a bracket kit. We sell this on our website. We've got an install video if you want to check it out. It's a nice kit. So you can see, kind of examine that before you make any decisions. But again, that's kind of our standard go-to. Some of the modern luxuries. Still got the roll-down windows though, manual locks. Those are key components. So as far as safety upgrades, we have the 4-point roll cage that we make in-house. Got the integrated dome light. We do have our 3-point seat belts for a little extra safety there as well. So this truck has a 4-inch suspension lift kit on it, which is not our standard. It actually came to us with a 4-inch lift kit on it. And we typically don't do that just because it's a little bit rougher ride. I mean, you're just in the philosophy, you're arcing the springs more, which just makes them more rigid. So we tend to go with a 2.5-inch. This does have a 4-inch lift, like I said. So it gives you that look, but there's always sacrifices. So it's all trade-offs. And you can see some of the downsides to that is you get a pretty wicked shackle angle. So it's pretty vertical and not quite the geometry we're looking for. And so again, if you're trying to make a daily driver, our recommendation is a 2.5-inch, but if the looks are key to you, you can go that way, and it's not awful. So this customer came to us, they had a truck, they had a dream, they had a vision, what they wanted to do. We kind of tried to pull it all together, and hopefully this gets them back on the road. You know, it just wasn't the truck they were looking for, and if you're not driving it, what's the point? So we're trying to get them back on the road, get people out, get people adventuring, and I think it's working. You know, we've talked to a lot of customers, and it's been kind of a game changer doing some of this drivability conversion stuff, just between peace of mind or just pure functionality. Again, you can use any truck in any situation, but this just kind of takes it to that next level. So yeah, this has been a driver series. Luke, anything Scout, 1974 Scout 2. Oh, I almost forgot. Wheels and tires. These are 16-inch rims, 8-inch width. And I think they're 265, 75, 16. So it's about a 32-inch tire. Boy, almost that would have just been roasted in the comments if I forgot to mention the tires. So that's a good look. It's again 4-inch lift, 32-inch tires. Pretty sweet kind of driver status. So yeah, thanks for watching. Thanks for sticking around. Like, subscribe, do all the good stuff. We'll see you next time. Let us know in the comments if you want to know anything or if you got any suggestions or whatever. Okay, thanks guys. All right, you stuck around to the very end. I don't know why, but you did it. But here's a little bonus piece for you. Check out those bad boys. And now look over here. Pretty sweet.